think that's cop's gonna pull us over. And everyone's like, yeah, right, Rick. Yeah, come on. And I'm like, no, I think it was. So I slow down and I'm driving and the car pulls out and it's following me and it's dark. And then it doesn't turn its lights on for like 30 seconds and then it goes. Whoop, whoop.
Yo guys, welcome back to the podcast. As you can see, we are back home at our house in Florida. And you guys probably have a lot of questions, especially if you didn't see me and Ricky address us moving back on our main channel. We'll pop up the thumbnail of the video right here. But if you guys didn't watch that video, we're going to be going very in-depth on pretty much what happened in this episode, why we're back, what we took away from this journey. It's going to be a little bit different than our typical podcast, but I think it's a key episode. Keep you guys updated on what's going on.
And let you guys know, like, what's going on through our minds, what's been going on through our minds, because we actually did film a couple more episodes, actually like 5 or 6 more when we were in LA, and those are going to be dropping in the next couple of weeks after this. So don't be surprised when you see, wait, they're back in LA? No. This is just like, we're back home. We just got back home, and we want to address everything.
This episode is filmed the day before we posted it. And then the rest of the episodes that we're going to be posting like in the next coming weeks they're going to be from LA, but we filmed those while we were there. Just to make that clear so no one's confused.
And also another thing that is different is, as you can see, the cameras are stationary. There's no movement. They're all stationary. So let us know if you guys like that, or if you guys like the movement. Which one do you guys prefer more? This one's a little more it is stationary. It's not a little more, it is.
It is stationary. There's no movement actually.
There's literally no movement at all.
That's what makes it stationary.
But the only thing that did move was the boys back home.
Oh, good transition.
You know, we're getting better. I mean, this is where it all started right here.
How have you guys liked being home so far?
Dude, honestly, when the day we got home and like the day after, it felt like it just feels like weird.
It does feel weird.
Does it still feel weird or no?
Nah, it's gotten more normal. We've been back how long? Like a week and a half? 2 weeks?
Yeah, about a week and a half. The first couple days were just weird. It was like, wow, we're here right now. But also, we're both moving out of our house, right?
We're back in the house that we've purchased, but then we're only going to be here for a little bit because Ricky actually just signed into like a lease to an apartment. Right?
Yep.
Ooh,
yep.
Congratulations, Bus.
Thank you, sir.
First time living away from the parents, IBM and IBD.
Yeah, so going to be living on my own. And
Stop the cap.
Well, not on my own. I'm living with Morgan. Yeah. But you're going to be living on your own.
Yeah, I'm moving out of here. I'm still deciding on where to move, whether I want to move into an apartment because I feel like a house by yourself it's kind of like lonely and like it's kind of scary.
Kind of scary, right?
Mainly, yeah. Like I feel like I would get scared. Like I hate horror movies and moving in a house by alone, bro. It's like, bro, if I hear any noise.
But apartment, you're like, at least you know, like there's neighbors like literally in your whole row and like all below you. That's how I feel.
The only problem is though, if I'm like trying to make music late at night at like 3 a.m. and I just want to turn the volume all the way up, I kind of have to be cautious and aware.
You have to be respectful.
You have to be respectful. Sometimes I want to be disrespectful.
You're just gonna have to put foam like all over your walls.
Yeah, that's
like in your room, just everywhere.
That's what I'm debating. Like if putting enough foam would make it quiet enough where I can turn it up. I've been like doing research, watching videos. I'm not sure.
What is it saying? Sure. What is it? It can or no? Like kind of?
It depends. It depends. The best way to do it is like rip the drywall out and you can like actually soundproof the room.
Oh my. In your apartment you can't do that.
But if it's an apartment you can't really do that. But like you were saying with the foam, you can put like there's stuff you can put on the walls and like the floor and stuff. It's mainly the base. But
or you just really hope that you have some lit neighbors and they're just like, yo, this music is fire.
Imagine both neighbors on both sides like make music too.
That'd be lit. That'd be lit.
And the one below and above.
Or I can just be neighbors with you one hit, Rick.
Ooh.
Yeah, you could.
Because if you tell me to turn down, just say I don't care.
yeah, for real.
But yeah. That's
if you tell me to turn it down, I might be like, I'm sorry, I just got to keep it up.
What are you going to be turning up?
I don't know.
3 a.m.
I don't know.
You're not making music?
I'm not making music. I'll be making other sounds, though. I'm just playing. Whoa, different kind of bass. No, I'm just joking, but
you'll be making something else, not music, but you'll be.
You'll see. If you move in next to me, you'll hear. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just joking, bro. It is what it is. But
Look, you're not joking though.
I am, but I'm not. Just like you're not joking, but you're not. You know?
Wait, no, I'm not joking. I'm really trying to find a place.
Well, I'm being
All right,
serious
all
too.
right, all right, all right.
All right, enough
All right,
of that.
yeah, let's keep it moving. But yeah, pretty much that's where we're at in life. I don't think we're gonna sell this house, but we might end up like renting it out or something, just cause like it's a dope house.
We
and,
might Airbnb it. So if you've ever wanted to rent this house out and see where we've lived,
Whoa.
that would be pretty sick. But imagine, bro, like
Yeah,
promote
for
the
real.
Airbnb right now. It's not Airbnb yet,
Yeah.
so don't come yet. But like if it is,
Yeah.
be pretty dope. But let's talk about the reasons why we all moved back in the first place, and then we'll talk about what we like learned from the trip, everything that we gained from the trip. Because I know it was like overall we learned, you know.
I'd say I definitely learned a lot on this trip, just about myself and just about life in general. So the original plan for the trip, there was originally 4 of us. It was me, Ricky, Brandon, and then our other friend. And we were gonna travel around the U.S. and stay in different Airbnbs, 12 different Airbnbs, 12 different months, 12 different cities for
A year.
an entire year, because 12 months equals 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then what ended up happening was we started in January of this year, and then we did January, February, March, and now we're currently in April. So we made it like
3.5, 3 months.
3.5, 3 months. And I'd say the main reason for that was because when you're living in a place, when you're like always traveling, because we were there for a month, which is like a long time, but also not a long time, where it's like you don't set up and like really get to know the place, but you're also not just there for like a quick little trip.
Yeah.
And you're trying to balance life and also like work, and like we're all like doing our stuff, and like it was hard to balance it. I'd say it was the hardest part.
It was just like a huge like mosh pit. I feel like Mod Podge.
Modge Podge.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what
Like
a
when
Modge
we
Podge
went
is.
on the first tour, it was so quick. We were in a city for one night, maybe 2 nights max, and we'd do the show, we'd do this, then we'd be on to the next. So there was nothing else but to get stuff done. Here, it's like it's not like you're setting up long term, so you can't like establish a routine.
Yeah.
But it's long enough where
You're not just working the entire time. Like,
Yeah.
When we were on tour the first 2 times, it was like, all right, it's like a trip, like a month trip, and we're gonna be working like the whole time. But this time it was like working and then also enjoying and like living and exploring the city and like doing stuff. It was like a weird
It was
mixture.
just like a lot of too much, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mentally, if you're going for a road trip or you're going for like a vacation even, you want to get the most out of that like weekend, that week vacation. But mentally, if you're like, all right, I'm going to be doing this for the next year, you can't be like on 24/7, 365, or else you're just going to get messed up.
The best way I would describe it, or how I felt, was say like we took a trip and we were like, yo, we're gonna go fly to New York and film this video in this dope spot some weekend for like a couple days. Like we're there to film that video and then get that video done. That's the reason we're there. Pretty much like the main focus.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get that done, then maybe you have a little free time. But this was we're going there, and then man, I lost my train of thought.
We're going there, but then you're like there long enough where it's not an urgency.
Yeah.
You're there for a month, so you're like, oh, we have 30 more days to do this.
It's not like we were there just to do that, because we were also like living too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Trying to have like somewhat of like a routine and stuff.
Yeah.
Going to the gym.
I
and
think
stuff.
like we honestly like it could have been like structured better.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
like from the start, I feel like if we hit it hard and like kind of structured our weeks, like because towards the end we kind of did, and
Yeah,
like not
yeah,
not that
I'd
we
agree.
followed it exactly.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was
definitely.
definitely a little better. But if we like just saying, anybody that's watching this, like you can still do it. Like if you had
Yeah.
an idea, but like make sure it's structured and make
Definitely.
sure you plan your days out and you plan your weeks out in advance.
And
Yeah.
hold yourself to like, I feel like it started like this, and then we kind of went like this, and then at the end we were like, yo, we can do it again, and it's like this.
I think what BG was saying about like the structure, that was like probably one of the biggest things that I learned, and like a structure so you know what you're doing, so things don't like fall through or just
And everyone's on the
Get
same page.
push back. And yeah, everyone on the same page, key, which we started doing at the end.
Started doing it at the end for sure.
But then we kind of realized, and this is kind of the reason why we're back, I'd say, because we started to realize that, and then we kind of realized we could have more structure, and it would be easier to structure like if we're back home.
Well, just because when we were younger, when we were filming, like that's all we're doing. All we're doing is filming. So no one really like our life was. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So here it's more like, all right, well, if we're gonna film from this time to this time, then we all show up and we know we're gonna film from this time. Then everyone can show up, and then after, if BG goes off, he edits his video, you make your music, whatever anyone else does, everyone can do that. But if we woke up and there would be days where like, yo, the general plan was kind of this, but we all didn't like stick to it, or we kind of let it slip, then it was like, all right, that doesn't have to be done, and this doesn't have to be, and then it's like a momentum.
Like domino effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a domino.
I think that's the biggest lesson I learned was momentum.
Same.
Of like, when you have momentum, it's like the hardest thing to get, but the easiest thing to lose. And IBD has always told us this, and it's so true about like mindset, about like patterns, about your job, about everything. It's like the beginning's always like the hardest part, and then once you establish like that habit and you get the momentum, it just is like a snowball effect, and you just roll. But it's so easy to lose at the same time. You start missing one thing.
Yeah, we kind of like let that happen. Not that it's like anyone's fault, but it just kind of happened when we were like on the road, because like we're trying to balance like moving everywhere, and like it's just a weird thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a culture. You have to build like a good, like I was on the phone with Rohan like for an hour the other day, and it's all about like the culture you build. You have to build, like even when we were filming the other day, we were filming with DJ Fab, and then something happened. We were filming, and then we were filming like a hide and seek, and all of the footage was about to get like corrupted on one of the cameras.
Oh yeah.
And we were like, bro, like we just filmed this video for like 6 hours, bro. And now what are we gonna do? Like, and I was like, for a second, I was like, dude, what the heck? Now what are we gonna do? And then Nick and Fab were like, right away, they were like, yo, if it gets deleted, we gotta refilm the whole thing. There was no option. It was like, you can't give yourself the option, because if I go, oh man, what do we get? We can't film it again. We just did all that, and you're like, yeah, bro, we can't do that again. Then we're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So you're just holding yourself to that
can't
standard.
give yourself the option. Like, this is what's gonna happen, and you just got to get it done, almost in a way.
Yeah. If you give yourself the option, you'll take it out most of the time.
And I think talking to all these different people, like everyone that we talked to while we were on the road, like Big Dawes TV, he's got like a whole team behind him, and like structured, like, because he has to have a structure, because everyone else is almost like relying on him, and he's treating it like a job where, all right, they're gonna show up, and then when they're showing up, this is also a big thing I learned. I'd rather show up and just give like my 100% effort, and just like not have my phone or like be distracted by like just random everything, you know, just distracted at all. And then just like, all right, I'm be locked in, focused, get this done, and then after I can do
whatever,
make music, whatever, hang out with friends.
Because then you can get it done in this amount of time instead of it taking like this amount of time.
Yeah,
It's a long time. But I feel like you just live and learn, man. You know, I feel like it's almost like, dude, we were such good habits that we had when we were young, and then you almost go through everything and then learn. We didn't know what we were doing when we were younger, though. I feel like we were just doing it.
But also, I feel like when you're younger, there's like less distractions. Because Nick wants to make music now.
Yeah.
You have Morgan in your life, so it's like all these other things contribute. Like when you get older, so like you still want to make videos, but like that's not the only thing you want to do. You want to enjoy life. You want to enjoy like things on the side as well.
Like
you know?
different aspects of it.
But like when you were young, obviously, like videos was the only really thing that you were doing. So you're like, yo, like let's hit this hard and let's do it.
Because like you didn't really need structure, because it was like that was like the only thing. So
it's all you thought about. You lived it and breathed it.
But the structure allows you to experience these different aspects in life while also like being the most productive in that time. Because you will still want to do that, but like BG is saying, like you want to try different things. You want to hang out with your girlfriend Morgan. You want to
make music.
I think it's like different though, because like the way you guys live life is like you guys are kind of entrepreneurs, like, so it's not really like a 9-to-5 job, because people that work a 9-to-5 job is 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, weekends off. So like they have time to like do other stuff on that time, but you guys, that's why it has to be structured, because like if you're an entrepreneur, you're making your own hours.
And if you don't like make that structure, then you'll kind of always like be on and like thinking, oh, what can I do? Or like,
because there's no one telling you, yo, you got to sit down and film this pod and post it by this time.
And there's always stuff to do, but it's all about like structure. And as you get older, sometimes you gotta separate it. And that's something I don't think I realized until we went on the road and talked to everybody. Big Dawes, Futuristic.
Yeah. You almost I feel like I didn't realize it either. I like kind of knew about it, but it didn't make sense to me. But then going out and meeting all these like older people and people who have done it for longer, it's like, dang, you have to do it, or else you're gonna mentally break down, or you're just gonna
burn out. And like I don't regret like going on it at all, or like because like I don't think I would have learned this before we went on the road. Me and Ricky, I feel like we were like on like a weird. We were kind of new about this, like the other side, like that we're on right now, like
the structure
we're on now, like the structure
and the team. Yeah,
But you
yeah.
didn't want to face it.
But we almost didn't
Everything
wanna
was still
face it.
going good, so it's like, all right, we're doing everything, and it's still like not bad.
And like hearing other people say it and giving you like the confirmation that, oh, this is like what I'm feeling is right. This is what I should do. I think is key.
How about you, BG? Do you have any regrets?
No, not any regrets. I mean, I learned a lot from it. There's just one thing is like, for me, being home is like being home. So, but like I understand you guys have traveled, so like it wasn't really new for you.
Yeah.
But like for me, it was new. So like my mindset of like being in different places is like the spontaneous feeling.
Mhm.
Like how Tony Robbins says, like when you do something spontaneous, like the real you comes out. So
Yeah.
when I'm back home, I feel as if like I've been home like my whole life. So subconsciously, it's like all the feelings when I'm home is like when I came back the week, like I already knew how I was gonna feel, because I feel like that every time I came back from college.
And it feels
It's
like nothing
It's
changes.
like the same.
Almost.
I see the same people. Like everybody's doing the same thing, and then for me, it's like I feel like I'm like trapped to do like what I was doing before, and it's like hard for me to like kind of break out of like what what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I feel that.
yeah, just home is home to me. So I think like getting out of your comfort zone and getting out of home is like a good thing.
Yeah.
But I think like one of the biggest lessons I learned on the trip is I always used to have like this like inner anger in me, and like my mom would like agree. I would just be like angry, but like one thing Ricky said, and like I always remember it, is a story of like he was in the kitchen with his mom or something,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
like spilt something. Like I don't know.
I spilled a bunch of. I was making a smoothie, and the blender. It was a bunch of blueberries, and like so it was all blue. And the blender top like came off and splattered all like over the white cabinets,
Yeah.
like everywhere.
So all over the white cabinets, and then Ricky's mom came in, and like I think she got mad at him or something, or was like, "What are you doing?" Blah blah. And Ricky's like, "Yes, mom. Like if you get mad, like it's gonna clean itself up or something." Is that right?
Yeah. No, yeah. They all came off. Like the blender went everywhere, and IBM came in, and she was like, "Ricky, you need to do this, this, and this." And I'm just sitting there like, I'm gonna clean it because it's my fault, but it was like a mistake. It wasn't like I did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Like it just came off, and I was like, in that moment, I forgot if I like watched a video or something, but I was like, Mom, if you get really mad, if you get so mad at me right now, it's gonna actually pick itself up and put itself in the blender and clean all the cabinets, Mom. And then she just laughed because it's like, I was joking. I was like, yo, if you you have to get more mad. If you're not mad enough yet, if you get more mad, it will pick itself up and put it, and it's like,
But you're like being sarcastic and like
so sarcastic, because it's not gonna do, like being mad. It's like, all right, how mad are we gonna be because it's already happened?
But yeah.
Yeah.
So going back to my story, I had like this inner anger in me, and I just like throughout the 3 months, I just realized that like there's no reason to like get angrier, and it was like kind of getting angry at things like that were out of my control. So like things would happen like to me, and I would be like, bro, why is this happening to me? But like it's like I can't really, if I get mad, it doesn't fix anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like when I've been like being back here, I've just like when things happen, I like realize that like before I would be mad, but now I'm just like, well, like how can I, like what can I do to fix this, or what can I do to help it out, or like what's the next step, rather than like get mad.
Yeah,
that's
that's
key.
good.
Because even I like do that sometimes, or like worry or like overthink, especially like or like stressing out about like, oh, there's so much to do, and then sometimes just stress out so much and just end up doing nothing. But it's
Yeah.
like if you just, the only way to like get rid of the stress is like by doing it, and if you can't do anything about it, then it's like either you can do something about it, which the answer is, all right, if you can do something about it, then do it. But then if you can't do something about it, then
Yeah.
you can't do anything about it.
I saw this like, what is it called? A Venn
Chart?
diagram the other day.
That's what I
And
saw.
and it said things that are important are in this circle, and then it overlapped, and it was like things you can control. And then right in the middle of the overlap, it was like things you should focus on. Because so often we focus on things that are like, is it really that important? Is it like going towards your overarching goal? Or we focus on things you can't control, but instead just focus on like literally, if you just focus on the overlap, you'll just get better and better, and your mind will slowly change. And I think all of our minds are still not in the best of places for sure. I'm just being honest, you know? Like the other day I had like a little mental breakdown. I was like, dude, what am I doing, bro? Like what are we doing? But then I after that I sat down and I was like, well, just you got to remind yourself that you already are like a legend. Like you already are. Like to anyone out there watching, you're already a legend. Anyone out there who's still alive is you're already doing a great job. You know, just from waking up today. So just tell yourself every day you wake up, say, yo, I'm gonna be whatever you want to be. If you want to be a YouTuber, just say, yo, I already am a good YouTuber. If you tell yourself that, and we were watching this little video right before we started the pod on the TV right behind us, and it was Tony Robbins, which is a motivational speaker, and he was just saying, like, you as a person will hold yourself to a standard of whoever you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the reason why we post YouTube videos and we think we can is because it's ingrained in us since we were little kids to be YouTubers. Like, we have to post. It's just who we are. But are we any different than any of you guys out there or any more special? No, everyone out there is just as special. Everyone out there is just as unique. You just got to tell yourself that you're capable every day, man. And I'm still sad, like, a lot of days. I'm not trying to say, like, I'm perfect. I'm far, like, from it. I'm very sad a lot of days. But then I have, like you or DJ Fab, you, mom, and dad, and someone reminding me every day, like, it's okay. And to have, like, a good support system is key. So, because when you're off, if you have someone else that can pick you up, it's key.
I saw this thing the other day. It was these two lighters, and then you may have seen this video. It was like went viral on TikTok. But there's two lighters, and then the lighters are like a metaphor for like people.
Mm-hmm.
So then one of the lighters is like dipped in the water. They like went through a lot, and then they're kind of down. And then when you try to flick the spark won't light up. But then this person having like a good day, they're doing good. You flick it, and then the spark comes on. This person having a not so good day. But then the person having a good day, you put the flame next to the one that won't start because it was underwater, and then boom, it starts. And then like you can just be a good person pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you never know who you can help or like what someone's going through.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I think something else that I learned while being on the road is like what you were saying, when you're like traveling, like you're more spontaneous and stuff, which I feel that too. And like I like won't care what people think, because it's like, bro, I'm never gonna see these people probably ever in my life ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm just gonna be who I want to be, like who I really am, you know? Because like I don't have anyone having this what's it like a
connotation or
Yeah,
like a preconceived notion or whatever of like who I am. Like I can just be whoever I want to be. Which
They're
is
not like,
who
yo,
you really
Nick
are.
acts. Wait, why is Nick acting like this? Because he normally acts like this.
But it's like if I want to act like that, then I should be able to act like that. Like you should be able just be whoever you are. And I feel like when you're on the road, or like just not on the road, just like traveling anywhere, like visiting somewhere where it's like you don't know anyone, I feel that. And I guess since me and Ricky, we've been traveling around so much, and like we were in LA for like a couple months, and then doing this for a couple months, and we've been gone for like almost like half a year probably since we've been back in Florida. Like really,
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like I care less about like what people think now that I'm back here, which I think is key.
Yeah,
Definitely.
That's good.
I think I would even say about like the whole moving out thing. Like I was like, Jude, I felt like I wanted to move out for a minute.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, what is everyone going to think? What is my family going to think? Not only mom and dad, but like our cousins, or like, what are they? Oh, they're moving out. But it's like, dude, you just got to make your decision at some point in life. And I think that's
your decision.
Your decision.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, bro,
It's
like
your life.
at the end of the day, like who is really going to be in your life like a couple years from now? Not many people, like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to make your best decision. Not that you're going to be a douchebag to anyone or you're going to be mean to anyone. You just got to say what's best for you, and then the other person says what's best for them, but you make your decision at the end of the day, because it's like, dude, a couple years from now, who's going to be in my life? Probably you'll be in my life. Probably you. But like everyone that we met.
Your neighbor, buddy.
You know, yeah, I mean, yeah. But I mean, just like as you grow, things just like, I don't know, it's just crazy.
You have to put yourself first.
Yeah, you have to.
And like I think it's so like the way that society and the world is, and like our generation is living, and even like maybe the younger generation that's coming up, is I think there's so much pressure like put onto us, and it's just like not good. Like it's not healthy, and I think like I don't know, but I think like parents like. I think mental health is like so like important, but our parents like don't ever think about it, because I feel like they didn't have like social media, they didn't have the technology that we have.
Yeah.
So they didn't go through like all of that, and like the social media, like we're always comparing ourselves to people. We're always like looking at people and being like, yo, I wish I had those Jordans, or I wish I had that Lambo. Like, how can I do that? How can I get that? How can I become a millionaire by 25? Because that's all you see online, and all you see is happiness. Like even you, like you make your videos and you portray like like you're not going to be sad in your videos, but like some people don't really know like how you really feel when you're recording them, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like,
and I think that's what we've learned of being more honest, even right here. Like I'm
that's why I love the
here,
podcast, because it's like we will show the ups and the downs and just kind of like be like fully ourselves more than like like the videos or like anything.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know, the world's just a crazy place right now, bro.
I feel like I'm gonna be a good parent though. Like I feel like we all will be.
Yeah,
like, I feel like we have a good understanding.
Like I think our generation has like kind of seen a lot, so like
Yeah.
you'll be able to.
Dude, yeah, I think we'll all be great dads, right?
Daddies.
Who's gonna be the first dad?
Buddy, come on, you
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
You're moving in
Probably.
an apartment saying you're gonna make hella sound. What the?
But no, but I think I think going through all of this, like, yeah, I think as long as you're an aware person, and whenever you do have kids, I think you'll realize, like, you'll have a more of a like a understanding of what they're going through. So you'll be like, yeah, man, he's having an off day, or you won't be so you will know how to interact with your kid better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like
So that's cool. That's the cool part.
I'm not saying our parents are like not out of touch, but like I feel like some parents like they might not understand like what their kids are going through, because like times are different and they're just changing so fast, and it's like how would they understand? Because none of this, like almost like most of the stuff wasn't around when they were like a kid. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
yeah, everything.
Yeah. Like kids nowadays, they're growing up and they have an Instagram at like 5 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's like-
that's so like.
Dude,
Hard.
you didn't even have I didn't even have a phone till I was in high school,
and it was a flip phone, right?
Yeah.
and it was a flip
So,
phone. I didn't
yeah.
even. Yeah.
Like one of the.
It just that has to be like toxic to the brain at like such a young age, like
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
It has to be, bro.
Comparing and all,
There's
yeah.
no way it's like.
But
Like
how do you train how do you train yourself? Do you just not look at it, or do you every time you feel? Because that's what I've been debating. I unfollowed everyone on Instagram for a minute just so I wouldn't see anything, and it felt good. But then social media is like important because that's what we do. So I follow everyone back just to like see what everyone's doing, trends and stuff. But I feel like do you think you can train your mind when you see something and you feel some type of way to switch it and be like, look at it in a positive way, to be inspired by something? Is that possible?
I think
or is it
you can, like, to an extent,
hard?
but I feel like there's always going to be like a little bit of like maybe jealousy, or just like looking at it and being just like kind of like not admiring.
But can you think you
Nothing's
can
like
switch it over? Because say you see like a Lambo, or you see like this person and they have like so much money, or they're like in super like really good shape, and you're like, man, I wish that could be me. Dang, I wish I could have that. And then you're like, all right, you notice yourself feeling that, and you're like, wow, that's great for them. But like, I can be my own version of my best self.
Yeah,
It's gonna be tough. I don't know if it can over time. You look at it in a positive way, or it's just like social media just
I think
you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's tough.
I think you can look at it in a positive way, but I feel like there's always still going to be like a little bit, like you can look at the person like with like a bunch of Lambos or whatever, or like maybe even someone's watching this and they're like, dude, they have like a sick house, and they're like, dude, how can you ever be sad? And it's like, I want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's like everyone is going through stuff, and I feel like I've realized that like everyone still goes through ups and downs. Everyone's still a person,
Mm-hmm.
and like looking at that, look at it more like as motivation instead of like, damn, like why am I not that?
Yeah.
Because I used to ask myself, like, dude, like, why do they have that? Like, why do they have this? Why do they have this cool house? Or like, why do they have that cool car? Back when like we were younger, or,
Yeah.
like when I was younger.
Yeah. No.
But then now I started to ask myself, instead of like, why them? Why this? And just being like, oh, but more like, how do they have that?
Yeah, it's key.
Because there's a way that everyone got like what they have.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's a lot of like, especially on TikTok comments are so toxic. They're so terrible. They are terrible. It's like the worst place on earth. TikTok comments. Like if you're trying to like be positive or just like,
Yeah.
In my mind, I don't know if this is a healthy trick or very unhealthy. I don't know. But whenever I look at that and I feel that way, something I've been doing recently is like, yeah, but they have something really bad about that. I just tell myself that, and it makes me feel like, yeah, he has that, but it's like I don't know. It's just a trick that I've been telling myself, and maybe it changes my mind.
does it work?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel good.
Wait, can you give me an example?
I thought you said you have a lot of.
I'm kind of confused.
I try to do your way more because it's more positive, but sometimes I'll be like if I don't know. If someone, what's a good example? Like if I see something and I'm feeling some type of way about something.
Let me just go on Instagram and scroll, and I'll find a picture and tell me, oh, look at this kid. This kid's flipping on a yacht in Miami.
Yeah, flipping on a yacht in Miami. Like, that's dope. I'm happy for him. But, like, come on, bro. Like, it wasn't that good of a flip.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. It wasn't that. It's more like, nah, that's such a bad way to think. It's not healthy.
And I'm not sure.
If it helps you, helps
No,
you.
no, it doesn't help me.
Yeah.
I don't rock with that way. Everyone out there listening, forget what I just said. Don't do that. That's unhealthy. Honestly, maybe it makes you feel like
But I think
you're
comparing.
just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say you're just as good. Like, yeah, he has that yacht, but I can go outside and paddle on my canoe.
Yeah.
And just make yourself don't feel like you need anything to make you happy. Or need anyone.
I think comparing is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you can, like, try to limit yourself comparing yourself to them.
Yeah, I guess looking at it in an inspired way, be like, yo, that's cool, man.
Because, like, what
Happy for him.
BG's saying, like, everyone's like, dude, you go on TikTok and it's like 16-year-old kid makes $10 million flipping NFTs, which, I mean, it's possible and you can do it. And you can probably, like, ask him and learn from him. You can probably make money flipping NFTs, but not comparing yourself and be like, dude, I'm 20 years old and, dude, I didn't make $10 million flipping NFTs. Like, I'm behind.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like social media, that's like,
I think that's
yeah.
what's
unhealthy.
like
that's a problem.
That's
affecting a lot of people.
Because there's this Gary Vee video, and he's like, dude, the top 1% is making like I don't know the exact number, but it was like a couple $100,000 a year. The top 1% of like the entire country. So it's like, if you think about it, like, not everyone is making $10 million flipping NFTs at 15 years old.
And some people make it seem like they're making that much, but
Yeah.
you realize like a lot of people behind the scenes, like a lot of these TikTokers, they might have like the dopest clothes or live in like a crazy like house. But if you actually like talk to them, like a lot of them don't really have money or they're going broke.
Yeah,
Or I've
like
seen so many stories recently of like this person popped off and they were making good money for a little bit, and then they go back to like a normal job, and it's like, dang, they look at it as such like a depressing thing, but it's only because they're comparing it to the life that they used to have. It's like, so if you're just comparing your life to like this, and this, you're going to be sad, but you can always find someone doing better than you or making more. So
Yeah, there's always going to be someone doing better. Unless you're like Elon Musk, and then you're just like,
well,
dude, you're just Elon Musk.
I wonder how his head works. Like, you know, you think he
Yeah,
ever like
he's-
suffers from mental like illness or like depression or anxiety or anything?
he looks at Jeff Bezos and he was like,
He's like
"Dang,
a
he made a little bit more today."
He's like a robot, bro. He's got like 200-something billion dollars. Like, dude's gonna be the first trillionaire. I don't know if there's been a trillionaire yet, but if there hasn't, he's gonna be the first.
Is he real or no?
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's literally a robot. Like, I don't know what goes on in his mind.
Yeah.
I wonder does he ever get burned out?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
wonder-
don't know- I
should
don't
we
know
get
why
him
I'm
on the pod.
You know, if he wants to join, I mean, that would be lovely. But
It would be crazy to see inside the mind of what goes on in his mind, how like efficient he is, how
probably so
decisive
efficient.
he is too, probably.
Being decisive, also learn that that's a big key. Like, it's like something I already knew, but like going on the road and like just like living, just kind of reconfirm, and then realize, and
implement those habits as soon as you get back, because you got that little momentum of like, you know what is right and you know what you have to do.
I feel like we're on a good wave right now, though, being back for
Yeah,
You
so
guys-
far.
You guys got some bangers coming out, right?
Yeah, and this past week we filmed. If we filmed the one that we're filming Thursday, then we would have filmed,
3 vids in a week,
which is
Right.
yeah.
and then we're ahead, and then yeah,
And just stay ahead. Just got to keep saying, stay.
that's
Keep going.
Keep the momentum. Keep the momentum.
Keep. And also, your guys' comments are very, very encouraging. Very like, there's so many comments after we post the video, and there's so many of them saying like, "Yo, no matter what you guys do, no matter what has happened,
Oh
or
yeah,
no matter what you guys are going through, like we're gonna stick by your side." Like thousands of comments that say that, and it's like crazy to see, because some of you guys have literally been with us
for years.
for years, since we were little buds.
Like, followed the entire journey. Followed me hitting puberty. Like, I used to be a little squeaker back in the beginning.
So those comments really help. There's definitely some that are like, "Dang, man, take out," but very few, honestly. It's very supportive, very good community, and a very core audience. And I'm just gonna keep reading those. I go back there every night and try to read a couple more.
For real?
Oh yeah, because it helps me before I go to bed. Just saying like, "Oh, there's some kid out there that believes in us," you know?
Sometimes I try to stay away from the comments.
Really?
Just because I know most of them are love. Like I've definitely like looked in the comments. Like the other day I was like reading the comments, but I know there's like a lot of love, and like even on the podcast and stuff. But then sometimes like I'll go through the comments and then you'll see that one mean comment and it'll just stick out, and like I'll be like, oh, bro, are they right?
You have to pull a Ricky and be like, bro, something's going wrong in that.
Yeah.
No, honestly,
yeah.
There probably is though. If you're
Yeah,
leaving
yeah.
hate comments, like, dude, you have nothing better than to like hate on someone living their life. It's like, bro, come on.
Yeah, then in a cocky way I go, let me see your pod. Oh, wait, there is none, bud. Take out. And I'm just kidding.
No, but I'd be thinking that.
No, I'd be
sometimes,
thinking
though.
that just like it's a good trick, you know?
And then I think about like who I look up to and like some of my like favorite like artists or like rappers or whatever, like Russ or like Logic or like NF. And like I'll look in some of their comments and they're getting hella roasted, and I'll be like,
Even more so.
and I'll be like, damn, I like that song, and he's getting roasted. Damn, everyone gets roasted. I'm,
Yeah.
you know what they say, like if people aren't hating on you, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Dang, man. We need more hate comments. Everyone leave a hate comment. Just kidding.
But
But leave a love comment, for real.
or drop a thumbs up, you know. But going back to the road trip, little journey trip. Does anyone have any favorite moments, memorable moments, funniest moments? This is kind of like a recap episode.
I got a little story when we were driving home. Yeah, I'll go first, so I'll give you time to think about your guys' story.
Yeah.
So the whole road trip, we don't get pulled over the entire time. We're going from Texas, Arizona, California. And then when we were like, yo, we're going home, we decided to book it. We literally made it home in like 3 days. We like woke up, drove like 16 hours, drove and just like grinded it out. But we're driving. I forgot where we were, if we were in like Memphis or
No
Kansas.
clue.
I have no idea.
I think Kansas,
We were flying through,
If
right?
I'm thinking of your story, that's right. But probably Kansas.
And we're driving and we're just whipping, and I'm like, yeah, we're making progress, boys. And then I pass this car that's in the median, and it's dark outside. It's like midnight, and I was like, yo, I think that was a cop, boys. But I said it so much during the whole trip. I was like, yo, I think that's cop's gonna pull us over, and everyone's like, yeah, right, Rick, yeah, come on. And I'm like, no, I think it was. So I slow down and I'm driving, and the car pulls out and it's following me, and it's dark, and then it doesn't turn its lights on for like 30 seconds, and then it goes whoop whoop.
No, but the thing was, they're driving behind you a little bit with the lights off, and then
Yeah.
Ricky's like, dude, the cop's right behind me. They're gonna pull me over. And I was like, bro, if they were gonna pull you over, they would have pulled you over. Like they've been driving behind us for like 2 minutes. now.
Yeah, it was a while.
It was
Bro, and you guys were debating on if it was even a cop or not, because like you're like, bro, it's a semi truck, and meanwhile I'm trying to look to see, but there's so much crap in the car that I can't even see out the
Yeah.
back. So I'm just trusting Nick's like.
Yeah, they tried. Nick was like, no way. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I think it is.
I was trying to be positive, bro. You know, because like,
Yeah, but I just felt it, and then I just hear whoop whoop, and then we were like, dang it, and so we pull over on the side, and then we're like, oh, we're definitely gonna take it because your boy was moving. I mean, we were moving.
well, for legal purposes, we were going speed limit, right?
Well, we were going the speed limit, but we were
and
moving.
then some, the speed limit, and then some.
Yeah, we were definitely going the speed limit, but we were moving. You're picking up what I'm laying down. We're moving back home, but so we're so we're pulled over, and then the cop comes up. He taps his little flashlight on the window, and he's like, "Yeah, boys, what do you got? What do you guys? Where are you guys going?"
And then meanwhile, we have all of our belongings in the trunk. There's like 4 suitcases, all the podcast equipment, and then a bunch of random crap in there too. And then there's like a blanket over it.
Yeah,
that looks
there's
so
a blanket
sketchy.
over it. It looks so sketchy.
And the cop's like looking in,
And
and then
I guess whatever state we were in, that's what I said where we were going, because that's where we were going to end up that night. So if we were in Kansas, I said,
I think we were in Colorado.
oh, we might have been in Colorado.
Right?
Yeah.
And
It's
then-
a third state.
So he's like, where are you guys going? I was like, Colorado. And he was like, you're in Colorado.
Yeah.
Because to him, he doesn't know we're on a road trip and we're moving states every day. So he's like, you guys are in Colorado. What are you talking
he
about?
probably thought you were on something.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, we're stopping in Colorado like tonight, and we're driving home, and it just sounded like Huddy. But luckily, there was like an assistant officer, and she's like looking in the car, and she says to the main cop, and she's like, yo,
I know these guys.
yeah, she like recognized us from YouTube. So we're like, oh, okay,
And
we're
Ricky felt comfortable, right?
Yeah, I
when
was
he
like,
heard her
oh,
say
we're
that.
chilling, we're
There's like
chilling.
there's a chance there's a good chance now that we might get out, because it's happened before where the cops like have known the channel, and then they're like, all right, just don't do it again.
Yeah. So then they go back to the car, and the whole time we're talking, we're like, you think they're giving us a ticket? Or you think we're going to get away? And we're just like debating. So they come back, And yeah, they gave the boys a free pass.
A little warning. It was a warning.
Yeah.
It was a warning.
But you also said, I think this also helped get out of it. Actually, I don't know if it even helped, but this is what you said to them.
What'd
You
I
said
say?
to the main officer who didn't know the channel, you're like, yeah, dude, I was just trying to go to the bathroom. I gotta pee really bad.
It was so
I
funny
did say
when you
that.
said that.
But you
bro.
didn't have to pee. You were capping a little bit.
But you did pee after, just so
I did pee. Like, they followed us, so I made sure to pull over at the exit, go to the bathroom. You know, I mean, how can I say I have to go pee and then just pass right by the exit?
Yeah.
But it worked. It worked.
It worked. That was
Just
the
be
only
honest.
time we got pulled over on the road. And
Pretty crazy. Because we were moving.
yeah, I was going like triple digits average pace.
Triple digits in kilometers.
It was
right?
scary. It was scary when Nick was behind the wheel.
Dude, I'm a
Dude,
good
and
driver,
whenever
bro.
Nick drove, it was so weird. We were always going downhill whenever he
So it
drove.
was so fast.
I just kept my foot on the brake.
Like, I couldn't, dude, it was sucky because I drove the most, but I felt more stressed out when I wasn't driving. I couldn't even, like, sleep. No offense, but, like, I was just stressed out, you know?
No way,
But
man.
I just looked at my computer, so I didn't. But like every time I like felt one of these, I'd like look up and be like,
Dude, there were some times though when I don't know, man. There was just some scary times, but I try to keep it calm and not say anything, you know.
And then the other story, do you want to tell about that story? When we were definitely in Kansas for this one.
Oh, we were in Kansas, and then
you can say it, you can tell it, because I was like half asleep, and then I woke up, and then you guys were like,
Were
"Yo,
you
this is
asleep
crazy."
too when it happened?
no, I was awake.
Okay.
We were in Kansas, and it's very windy in Kansas. Well, I don't know if it's in all of Kansas or just wherever we were. It was super windy. Like, the wind was legit, like, pushing the car when I was driving. And when Ricky was driving, like, you had to keep your hands on the wheel, because if you let go, the wind would just turn the wheel, like, completely to the side. And while we're driving on the highway, there's a lot of semi-trucks. Semi-trucks, they got a big, massive, like, the back part of the
Billboard.
semi-truck. It's like big surface area for the wind to blow against.
Yeah.
And while we're driving through Kansas, we saw probably like 5 or 6 semi-trucks just flipped over because of the wind.
Yeah, we're driving, and then I was like, whoa, what is that? And it was a semi-truck, like, in the ditch.
Just like laying
And I'm
on
like,
its side.
what was that, bro? You saw that? And then we keep driving. Boom, another one on the median. Then we pull over at a gas station, and there's like a massive tornado warning throughout the entire state. And we're like, all right, we're zooming. Like, our car is flying past everything. Everyone's probably thinking we're crazy, but we're just zooming past everyone. And yeah, we just see, boom, like 4 or 5 more.
It was kind of scary though, because when you're driving next to the semi-truck, you're like, dude,
It could,
it could, you know,
and not only could it, we've seen it like a
Yeah.
couple times today.
literally.
And it's just like, what are those drivers are like, yep, they just passed those cars and like, yeah, gotta keep going, boys.
That's got to be scary if you're a truck driver. It's like, bro, it's like that could.
When is my
literally-
time?
Yeah, that could be me.
It's like walking through a haunted house and then you see like people getting yeeted and you're like, yep, gotta keep going.
Got to keep going though. Got to deliver the stuff.
Like, what are they doing when they're in there? They know there's like a solid 5% chance that they're going over, and they're like, oh yeah,
It's happening. It's happening.
oh, brace.
Yo, remember when I said about like imagine like the truck driver and then the manager and the truck tips over and he calls
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like
yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
the guy in the truck like has to call his manager and tell him like the thing flipped over, and he calls like he's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Bob, it happened. Truck flipped, and Bob's like, what the here we go
The
again.
manager's just like, oh, bro, not another one. We already lost 5 today, man.
I got a funny like my funniest story, I think.
I want to hear.
You guys probably like won't expect it, but I thought this was like hilarious. So if you guys have ever like used Airbnb, you know that you have to pay for the place and then you also have to pay for a cleaning fee. So when we were in Arizona, we had gotten a small apartment. So it was 2 rooms, 4 guys,
Yeah.
a small kitchen. So I mean, if you can just kind of guess how that went, the kitchen like was so dirty, like
Filthy.
like
a layer.
we wore shoes inside the house, so it made it even worse. So like you'd wash your hands, and you know when you wash your hands, then you would like go like this and like go to the oven and like dry your hands at the cloth there. So sometimes the water drips on the ground, and then Nick's like coming to make his burrito, so he has his shoes
with
on.
my
And
shoes
some of the
on.
cheese doesn't make it on the burrito.
So like there's so much dirt, like the floor is black. Like I'm telling you, it's black.
There's a layer of
And like
crud.
we might have cleaned it like once maybe just because like we felt bad because they had a little Swiffer. So, but I'm like stressing because I'm like, Ricky, like we can't leave this place like this. Like we have to clean it. And Ricky and Nick are like, bro, like that's
There's
what
a
the
$600 cleaning fee for a reason.
So it made sense, and the cleaning fees were like pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So the day we ended up like packing everything up and leaving, we left like half of our groceries in the fridge. We left crap on the counter. The floor is like black, bro. And I'm like, bro, this is like crazy. I actually put it on my Snapchat story, like on my private story. I was like, is it bad to leave an Airbnb like this?
Like
and
this
everybody
dirty?
was like swiping up and they were saying, yes,
Really?
it's so bad. And I was like, well, that's what the cleaning fee's for. And they're like, blah, 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 whatever. So we ended up leaving, and it was so funny because our last trip back to get our stuff, we're like, all right, everybody have their stuff. It was me, Ricky, and Snow. And we opened the door, and the cleaning lady like has her stuff outside of our door.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, yo, this is awkward. Like, imagine if they walked in and they saw us and everything's like dirty like that. I just feel like it's weird, right, to leave it like that. But I thought it was so funny. Like when we like ran out, left. It was just like,
Yeah, she
so
was
funny to
right
me.
there ready to like go in, and I was like, dang, it's like seeing like the person that you're about to yeet.
But then the Airbnb host, they left a review. Like, 'cause you can leave a review of the Airbnb, but then the person who owns it also leaves a review on the person who stayed there.
Yeah.
And they left a review for us and said, wow, they kept it so nice and so clean.
Yeah,
it was
right?
so funny,
Yeah, they
bro.
did. Even though you were making, like, we got a few complaints because Nick was making music a few nights, and I don't know how we got 5 stars.
But yeah, that was just hilarious to me. And there's also something that we hid back in the somewhere in the room.
Yeah, but I don't think we can talk about that.
Yeah.
You can't?
No.
Come on.
Yeah, that's just messed up.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Just like something like might have broke and like we hid it in somewhere in there. So
I don't
like,
think it did though.
It may have.
It may
We're
have,
not
bro.
sure.
I don't remember.
No,
that.
I think it like
the
it
cleaning
still
lady.
worked.
I think the cleaning lady when she walked in did it, and then we were like,
Yeah.
"Don't blame that on us," right?
Yeah.
No, for real, I'm being serious.
Yeah. No, it didn't actually.
Yeah, nothing.
That was a
nothing
joke.
broke. Yeah, it was just a joke. You get it?
Got you guys.
Yeah. Just
Prank.
wanted to get
It's
your
just
guys'
like
reaction.
a prank, bro. Like, see the cameras?
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
But yeah, man, we're back.
What about you? What about you? You know, favorite moment?
Huh?
How about you? Oh,
favorite
you already told
moment?
your story. The semi truck.
Yeah, but that wasn't because you told him to tell the story. Do you have like a different favorite
Yeah, I didn't know
moment
if you had any.
favorite
or
moment,
a funny moment?
a funny or favorite moment while low key this. I got the little tattoo on the road while we were in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not really like a crazy story, but I mean, just as like, I'll remember, you know?
Yeah, definitely. You
Something
remember
to
that.
remember.
It's
You'll
right
remember
there.
it for a year.
Yeah, and then it fades away. But I think I'm gonna get it permanented.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm trying to think if I have anything else that was funny that I haven't said.
You had a crazy story when you came back, though.
Oh, the other day, me and Ricky, we got back, and it was like literally like been back for 2 days, and then I find out that Justin Bieber has a concert, only like 30 minutes from where we live here in Florida, and then I was like, dude, I want to go to Justin Bieber concert, and then I check online for the tickets, and they're like a couple $100s, which is like what I expected. It's like Justin Bieber, like a couple $100 for the nosebleeds, way on the top.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, it would be cool to go, but like with $300, I could like buy like a plane ticket somewhere. And like I didn't care too much to see him, but it would be cool.
It'd be cool to see Justin Bieber.
Like I wouldn't mind it, you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
So then,
Definitely.
I find out that a friend is going, and I say, "Yo, can you send me your ticket?" And then I take their ticket, and I put it in a little Photoshop, and I planned on sneaking into the Justin Bieber concert with a fake ticket. You know, I've seen Eric sneak into the Super Bowl, so it's like I can sneak into a Justin Bieber concert. Easy.
Never say never, right?
Never say never. Like literally, when we were in Phoenix, Arizona, I snuck into a basketball game.
Oh yeah, just walked right in.
And then when we were with Rohan like a couple months ago, we snuck into a football game.
Just walked right in.
Just walk in, act like you own the place, and then they'll just let you in because you just seem like you know what you're doing. And they'll
Yep.
be like, okay, oh please come in. So then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in. So I make this fake ticket, and then I go there alone to Amalie Arena where Justin Bieber's having the concert, and then I go up, I make it past security, everything's all good, but I still haven't showed them my ticket, which the ticket was already used, like the little barcode that they scan.
Mm-hmm.
The person whose it was already in the event. So then I'm going, and then I show them my ticket, and then it scans, but then it says it's already been used, and I'm like, no way, I just bought this ticket. Like,
Who used it?
like who used it? Like, there's no way. And they said, yeah, you gotta talk to the ticket people, they're like downstairs or something. But I didn't do that. You see, I went to the left side and showed the lady on the left side my ticket. And there's a whole row of people scanning tickets. And then there's a bunch of people, so like, you can't really see to the other side. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go downstairs. So then I walk out the doors, and I walk in the doors on the opposite side, where someone else is scanning tickets. And this person's scanning tickets, and then I'm about to show my ticket, but then someone taps her on the shoulder, and she turns around.
No.
She turns around like this, and then I just walk right here. Walk here, walk right in. No. And then I went straight to the bathroom because I was like, I don't want to get caught.
And then it got even crazier. So I was already in the event, right?
Yeah, I didn't know. Ricky actually bought tickets.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was in there. I didn't know. I just didn't know. I know you guys are like, whoa, how do you not know he's your brother? So we just don't know everything about each other sometimes, right? So I'm in there. I'm sitting down at the place, and then I'm with Morgan, and then I'm like, yo, I got to go to the bathroom. So I get up to go to the bathroom, and there's like 100 urinals, and then there's like a couple more stalls. And there's, how many bathrooms are there in this place?
Probably like 20.
At least. And so I just walk up to this one, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go definitely in one of the stalls because I need to. I can't do what I'm doing in the urinal. So I'm walking, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to walk in this one. So as I'm about to open it, Nick walks out of the one right here, and we both turn to each other, and we're like,
whoa.
Yo.
I'm like, bro, what are you doing here?
Crazy.
It was crazy,
It was
bro.
so weird.
It was like, whoa, what are you doing?
It was
It was like
Like out of all the bathrooms,
out of
too.
all
the
the
bathrooms and
out of all the timing, out of like
it wasn't like
anything.
you even were washing your hands and I walked in, or you were like still using the urinal. It was like you walked in out of the door as I walked in the door.
Like the timing was perfect.
Yeah, bro.
But then yeah,
And then it was like this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Wait,
What?
3, 2, 1. Whoa! No!
What are you doing
here,
here?
bro? I can't. You're supposed to say the same thing as me, so it would be like
I didn't know where you're going with
all right,
that.
3, 2, 1. No,
I'm not doing it again. I'm
bro.
not
It
doing
would
it
be
again.
so cool
I'll do
though.
it with
Again,
you.
bro.
3, 2, 1. No way, bro. What are you doing here? I have to go to the bathroom. Wait, I just went in my pants.
That's pretty much exactly what happened. That's literally how it went.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
But it was a dope little show.
That was
'cause
dope.
That's pretty on point.
That was pretty good.
It was good and
that was pretty good.
So
And
you
you
got-
didn't even know what you're saying.
Yeah, I know.
But then Ricky got some nice seats to the concert.
Yeah. And then there was
How much were the tickets? I just want to know. Like,
they were a little bit.
like, come on, like how many figures? 4 figures, I know. Well, each. We got 2
No,
tickets.
no.
So how
Not
much?
each.
Like total.
They were a little bit. So we're
They were a
saying,
little bit. They were a little bit.
but
guys,
I made sure to get an extra seat for you next to us.
cap.
I saved it, bro. I was like, no. I started kicking people out. Like, they were sitting, and I was like, someone sitting. I did actually do that. I didn't actually get a seat for you, but, like, so I was sitting down, and Morgan was sitting down, and then there was another seat next to me and Nick. And they're pretty good seats.
Next to me and Nick.
Next to me and Morgan.
Yeah.
And
I came down and I
Nobody
was,
claimed them?
nobody claimed him, so Nick sat there with us for a decent amount of the time.
Well, you're kind of leaving details out of the story, my friend.
All right, then fill in the details.
Oh, let me explain what happened.
Explain what happened.
Ricky and Morgan, they're sitting pretty close. Like these tickets, like they were better than the floor tickets because like
They were better. They were better.
because you couldn't see the stage from the floor. So Ricky's tickets, they were great tickets. Shout out to you for getting those tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't get it from me, but shout out to you.
But I thought about you.
But then I'm like, yo, Ricky, where's your seat? I'm gonna come down there and see if there's any seats nearby you. So then Ricky's and Morgan, they're sitting, and then there's some girl sitting next to Ricky on the outside. And then I go down there right next to Ricky and Morgan, and I look at the girl who's sitting there, and she says, "Is this your seat?" Because it wasn't her seat.
Yeah, it wasn't hers.
It wasn't hers. So I'm just like, yeah, it's my seat. And then she gets up and she leaves, and then I sat right there.
Yeah.
In the good seat. But I snuck in for free.
For real, it was
lit.
crazy.
It was
That's
lit.
lit.
It
It
was
was
lit.
lit. It was dope. It was dope. It was
was
wild. I couldn't believe that night. It was actually like, whoa, this is crazy.
It was actually.
But then in the like halfway during the middle of it, NCK just disappeared.
yeah,
And I was like, is he just trying to let me and Morgan have our alone time? But then I see a story. Bud went up to the nosebleeds. I was like, dude, these are literally like, if you're not going on the floor, there's nowhere better than where we were. So I was confused. Where do you go?
I can't get too into detail about this story, but Yeah, part of it was why I left you guys was because, I didn't want to intrude,
I respect.
like you and Morgan, that was like a little date or whatever. And,
Were you meeting somebody up there?
I may have met someone up there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sounds about right.
Maybe not. I did. I'm not saying who.
Don't say who. You don't have to
Yeah, I
say
don't have
who.
to say- but it was still lit
I don't
up
even
there.
know who.
It was still lit up there. I can't lie. Justin Bieber, great show. Shout out to you. You're definitely not watching this, but shout out to you still. Great guy. He's a great guy.
Great performer.
Great performer. Great show. And speaking of performances, I'm actually going to see a performance in Boston in like a week or two.
Oh, bud.
And you know who's-
Boston.
you know
Boston's dope.
I've never been there.
Me
Have you
neither.
been?
But I just heard that it's dope, and you've really wanted to go there for a long time.
Yeah, I've
so.
wanted to go. If you guys follow the channel, then you might know what's in Boston.
Do
Maybe
they?
not. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to
So-
say it.
Okay, really?
Yeah, I might meet someone in Boston, though. But who? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? All I know is I respect that you're going up there because you're going to get some good podcast stories while you're up there, bud.
That's why I'm going, honestly. I'm just trying
You're
to
a man of the people. You're a man of the culture.
I don't want to go, but I have to go. It's my obligation as a podcaster to go out and get these great stories for the pod.
Whether they be good stories, bad stories,
Story's a story
at the end of the day.
at the end of the day.
And I respect that you're going out there getting that content.
Of course.
You're like our little mission, our little trooper that goes out there, gets that content.
Well, yeah, I got to get the content and bring it back and tell the stories on the pod.
But then when he tells them, it's I don't know who I was meeting up with. It might have been her, might have been another one, and I don't really know what I did, but
I just
it
can't-
is what it is. Come on, tell me that's not a lot of the.
Can't expose people.
I can't expose people on the pod and be dropping names like that.
Yeah, but I think from
'Cause
now
then
on we got to start dropping false names. You got to say, Bung Lao,
yeah.
Bung Lao.
No, because it comes back and bites me on the butt, though. Because then somehow they'll end up seeing this clip on the podcast.
How?
Dude, I don't know, dude. People would talk, okay? Everybody talks.
And they put pieces together?
Yep, just like a puzzle.
Dude, and they're like, why are you talking about me on the podcast? And then I'm like, I didn't want to. I just had to for the content.
Or imagine if he went and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go like meet Sarah in Boston, and then she's like, sees
Who's
it, and
Sarah?
She's like, who's Sarah?
I thought you hung
Yeah.
out with me and
So, like, not key, not
that's
key,
tough,
you
that's
know?
tough, that's tough, that's tough, that's tough.
I don't know if I can be given false
Yeah.
names now. Because then
Wow, Bus.
it's just a
Yeah.
tricky situation.
So are you even out there for the content then?
That's what I'm telling myself,
But this is like a different type of content he's out there
Yeah.
for,
Maybe Family Channel. That's
like
the type
exclusive content.
of
What's that laugh?
I don't know. But
Sorry.
yeah, boys, we're back. We're back here in Florida, and we're still figuring out where we're gonna set up the podcast more like a setup, like a little studio type thing.
Yeah, we still don't know where because right now it's going to be for here, but it might be in Nick's place. Or we might move it somewhere completely different. We literally don't know.
Yeah, we literally don't know. We're figuring it out, guys. You guys are just along with us on the journey while we figure it out. We're still gonna try to get guests, but it's gonna be a little bit harder when you're here in Tampa, Florida.
But we're definitely going to have
We're definitely gonna have guests on
More-
some of the boys, Rohan
yeah,
TV.
Rohan. Mace.
Might like interchange them out a little more, like that kind of type vibe. But we're still gonna travel around probably and like get guests like when we can, like whether it's Miami or we're still gonna try and get guests for you guys because I know it's interesting hearing people's stories. And sometimes it might not even be like the most like famous person, but if I feel like they have
A good story.
a good story to tell, I feel like that's just as dope.
Just as dope because it all is about the story.
It's all about the stories, right?
It's all about the stories.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Go get some stories, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
And thank you for following our story. This is part of the story.
The story
And,
is still being written.
It will always be written until it's not. So, yeah, that's all I got to say for this, right, boys?
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back, guys. We're back in Florida.
Yeah.